Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 25 of Tomb World Survival. So last episode we did tunnel towards the ancient danger, and that's something I would like to work further on this episode. We also need a bedroom for Kazumi. So one of the ideas I had is to make a bedroom down here. So I'll start on that. Another thing I wanted to do is to cancel out a lot of the marble tiles. So I got my game mechanics mixed up. Basically, the smooth walls are more expensive, but the smooth floors are not. So I can definitely get rid of the smooth flooring that I had queued up. So I am trying to cancel a whole lot of that. But it's a little annoying to do. So let's go ahead and do a painted cancel order. Ooh, that's so much smoother. So I still want to tile up all the things that I had queued up to tile, but I will go no further. Okay, so the smelter here, it's snowing and it's just going to keep shorting, so I'm going to turn that off. So the next thing I want to do over here is to expand this area out. I need a space to work. The idea that I have for the Ancient Danger is to sort of... Well, for everyone inside, I'm going to need pretty strong arms and armor, and I'm going to basically kill them. You know, whatever they are. Bugs, mechs, I don't know. And then after they are all said and done, I plan on... using heaters to cause heat strokes in all of the occupants that are there trying to get free. It's going to be a long process, so I'm actually not that close to being ready to do the Ancient Danger stuff. Another thing I wanted to do is to fix the pets zone, so let me go ahead and fix that. These chickens are causing filth and filth rate, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is... Let's see, rice for hens. And then this is just going to be rice for cooking. And we're going to shrink that down a little bit. Alright, there we go. So the way filth rate works is domesticated animals like huskies won't have a filth rate, but these hens do. And the way filth rate works is when the animals walk on unnatural tiles, like the marble tile or the smooth floor, they produce animal filth. So if I keep them where the rose bed is, they won't produce animal filth. And then I'm going to put one little tile that they're allowed to walk on that has their rice on it, and... that should reduce the amount of animal filth I have in this base, because walking back and forth through the kitchen is just going to make it unnecessarily filthy in really not a positive way. So, fixing that. So here we have a lot of the ponds hauling the marble chunks that we've been mining out away. One at a time. It takes a very, very long time. This is a mega project to be sure. And then I also wanted to mine out a bedroom here. So I'll set that up to be mined as well. Now we left off trying to make jackets for a trade run. So that's what all this cotton is for. And Agra is going to be working on that straight away. And I'm going to change some of the rice over to psychoid leaves because we're running low on tea. Ooh, Agra and Kazumi making passes at each other. Let's see, 31 and 35. It's a possibility. One of the larger factors of compatibility, not the only factor, God knows. But, well, actually, no, I take that back. So there's two things that drive pawn relationships. There is compatibility and attractiveness. Attractiveness is affected by things like disfiguring injuries or whether they're beautiful or pretty. So beautiful and pretty pawns are obviously more attractive. That's literally what the trait does. And then, of course, if they're like missing a nose, missing an eye, sort of disfigured like that, they become less attractive. If you're offended by this, Tynan coded it. So don't get mad at me. That's not how I designed the game. And then there's a compatibility factor that is, as far as I know, I did look at the code for this for a while, is entirely based upon pawn ID. So each one of these pawns have a random unique ID associated with them, like a 3 to 4 digit number. So like, I'll make it up, but aggro could be pawn 1927, and Stormy could be like 186 and whatever. And all of the pawns have it's a persistent ID that never changes. Okay, so now that we have Bionics, let's get advanced fabrication so that we can actually get that spine. And then the game calculates compatibility between two pawns based upon their pawn IDs, which can't be changed or affected by anything. So the pawns absolutely will have a predetermined compatibility factor with one another. That does not mean that two incompatible pawns are destined to hate one another, because there is some randomness factors that are allowed. So, for instance, pawns that have very, very, very bad compatibility, the compatibility is sort of like a number between like -6 to +6, roughly. So at -6, you can still be really close friends with someone, but what needs to happen is every time you have a social interaction with another pawn, you sort of roll a random number, is more or less the way it's works, like in Dungeons and Dragons. And if it's a high number, you might just have a deep talk or some sort of nice chat. And if it's a low number, you're going to insult one another. So Jane's insulted Tony, for instance. Really, really compatible pawns have a big bonus to positive interactions. Really incompatible pawns have a huge, the opposite of a bonus, a huge penalty to social interactions. And that's sort of the way that friendship and relationships work. So I don't know the compatibility necessarily between Aggro and Kazumi. I do know that they're roughly the same age, which is a factor. Tynan coded in age because I think in a early alpha of RimWorld, age wasn't so much a factor, and then you had like 70-year-olds and 18-year-olds hooking up, and that sort of gave people the heebie-jeebies. So age plays a loose factor, where generally speaking, they're going to be two people are attracted to one another, slightly reliant on the age difference. So, for instance, a 40 and a 20-year-old could be in a relationship, but it's less likely than a 40 and a 30-year-old. If you're hungry, go eat. Oh, I don't have meals. Yeah, I'm a moron. Go cook. I forgot to turn that on. What is this? Temp simple meals. I also want to keep my eggs here, so I can make my fine meals a little bit faster. Alright, so that's sort of the way the relationships work. So ideally, to save me from building another bedroom, Kazumi and Aggro getting in a relationship would be pretty good. And then I have heard of incest happening, but I haven't actually seen it firsthand. Like, I haven't actually had pawns that were closely related be in relationships with one another. But I do know that it is hypothetically possible, because I've seen on Reddit that it does happen. I don't know if that's a bug or not. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. I guess I never gave Kazumi a weapon. She has a skill of 1. I guess it kind of runs in the family, huh? Because Tony can't shoot, Cefalu won't shoot, Kazumi can't shoot. This, I guess Stormy, what can you, Stormy you can stab, but I guess you can't really shoot all that well either. You have a skill of 7, that's better than nothing. I, in fact, should move Stormy over. So Stormy has a father-in-law and a sister-in-law. So technically Kazumi is Stormy's sister-in-law, but that's not registering in the relationships here. So I moved Stormy over 1, because Stormy is married to Tony. Tony is daughter of Cefalu. So I'll move Kazumi over there and Cefalu over here. I don't know, it's sort of just laid out like that. There is, of course, Beatrice Singh, who was a prisoner needing rescue that I sort of ignored. I joked on chat that the daughters hated his girlfriend or whatever. But it was mostly because I was already stretched too thin and I wasn't about to undertake such another long rescue endeavor. Just wasn't ready for it. So we've got 2 of the 6 jackets we need. Hopefully this is, yep, there's number 3. And this group is pretty well-oiled machine now. So Jane's. I'm most interested in what Jane's is doing. A Psychic Soothe will help. Alright, so Jane's, I'm going to set you on limited radiation. And then he should be able to start mining the Ancient Danger area. So there's a few things I want to know about the Ancient Danger. How tall it is and how wide it is, which will give me an idea of the amount of danger that is inside of it. Oh, I guess he's working on a bedroom. That's totally fine. You know, to make you work a little faster, let's work smarter, not harder. And this is, no, that isn't a 5x5. This will be. So aggro and Janes are our miners. So we're not going to really add progress to the Ancient Danger until I'm guessing aggro is done with the jackets. Because, or Cefalu and Janes are done with the construction. So I have a lot less filth now that the hens are cooped up in their own rose beds. Which is good. Another thing I'm probably going to need is a vent here. And I think I can turn this back on. It's no longer snowing on me. So I don't really care if the hens eat the roses because all it does is level up my people's plant abilities and saves me rice. Hens can eat, you know, those sort of plants. Really all they want. So we're almost done with tiling up the things I wanted tiled, and we have a group of cannibals attacking immediately. Oh, they are attacking my outpost over here. One thing I need to add to this outpost is a fire foam popper or 2 to make sure that fires aren't an issue. Oh, is this guy going to attack my other outpost? No, he's coming all the way south. He's coming the distance. Alright, well, he's going to get shot like the last one. Sorry, Mark. Gourmand Undergrounder. So you a cave troll. And he's dead. And turn off the mini turret. And the whole raid is over. Didn't take much. Now at the moment, I'm sort of venting precious warm air out to nowhere. So I'm going to close this vent for now. Until this room is sort of done. And then I can probably fit another room over there. Transport crash. Again, at the wrong place. Asthmatic. Bleeding pretty fatally. Bloodlust, no dumb labor. Well, you just a body then. Come on, Kazumi, start cooking. There we go. Wow, all 4 of those yielded a chunk. That is a skilled miner. And there is jacket number 5. So we just need 1 more cotton yield for the cloth for the last jacket. Okay, now we actually have a tunnel path around this bedroom. What I'm going to do is add this to the home zone and save myself some materials just by smoothing it out instead of tiling it. Because it is the same cost. Cargo poods of meat. Alright, so yeah. Alright, I'm sorry to do this to you, Janes, but I'm going to have you mine towards the squirrel meat. The only way I'm going to be able to get there is if you tunnel. Okay, Mr. Limited Radiation, let's add this area to it. Having a little bit of protein would be nice. So now I know how tall the Ancient Danger is, and this is a super tall one. So I'm curious if it's really narrow or not. Sometimes they're really narrow. Sometimes they're just massive. And this, as time goes on, well, we'll see. We'll see how big this thing is. Oh, I think this is the corner, so it's just a really tall one. Oh, is this some sort of underground cave? Please don't have spiders. No, okay, good. There is no overhead mountain there, though. So I need to mine north, maybe. And micromanage his mining. So this mountain is very much hollow. There's not a lot of overhead mountain. It's very thin mountain. What are your needs? You dangerously need rest. So I'm going to give him a chance to rest right now. That's pretty good mining, right? Alright, so limited radiation. Let's get rid of... Here, let me take a look like that. That's a lot easier to tell. Okay. That looks good to me. This bedroom is coming along. He's major braking, but you're almost home to do some resting. I think the sensory mechanites is causing a lot of extra tiredness. Not all that surprising. Let's get this sculpture down in our dining room. Stormy's pressing on with the advanced fabrication, which will be very, very handy. How's my batteries holding up? They're kind of being pooped on right now. Let's turn off the smelter. No wind. That's what's going on. I haven't forgotten about the geothermal. Honestly, I think the geothermal is probably a long-term project. I haven't fixed the faction breaks proximity because I'm a very bad programmer, so I'm going to have to fix that relationship just by editing the save game file, because it's not supposed to have negative effects like that. It was not my intention. Alright, so we are almost done with the bedroom here. Kazumi's bedroom. Aggro and Jane's. Keeping an eye on Jane's radiation. 22% is not terrible. So let's go ahead and mine out more of the tunnel with James. And we will allow limited radiation up there. So we're trying to get up to there. For the meat. And that meat is going to decay quick. Because things decay in radiation pretty quickly. I'm just queuing up a whole lot of tasks so that he doesn't turn around. He stays put. Because I want aggro to help with the hauling. I'll probably actually caravan that stuff out. Alright, Mr. Aggro, go stand near Jane's. Kazumi's having a major break. Not really my fault. That's all I look at is like, is there something I could do to improve their situation? Is this somehow my fault? And in that situation, it's not really my fault. All right, so although mining all the way up top would get us closer, I'm going to mine just this exit here and then probably stick a door on it. Just because I don't mind a little bit of a run in the hopes of getting the food sooner. Okay, now for the caravan, aggro, Jane's. I gotta be careful with Jane's because Jane's is more radiated than aggro. So, oh, the meat's already gone. Dang, I don't feel like I dallied. I felt like I plowed. Alright, so you are too heavy already. We'll get more of the slag loaded up. Okay, so I think ideally what we'll do is we'll add this to limited radiation. Remove them from caravan and have them haul. And now they should haul through the through the tunnel systems that I've laid out. All right, next up, maybe a marble door, because I don't have any granite. I don't have any material, so I'm just gonna not do that. It is part of the tunnel system, and the tunnel system is growing. I have two doors here so that the outside door here doesn't cause them extra radiation standing around or anything like that. Psychic Soothe is ending. Okay, so what do we got? We got Pyroman. Okay, that's enough said. It's like a Pyroman. Nope. Nope. Big old nope. Nope, nope, nope. Actually, Pyromaniacs aren't my least favorite personality trait. I would say chemical fascination and chemical interest is probably more annoying, truth be told, but if I can choose not to have a Pyromaniac, absolutely that is the choice I will make almost every single time. They can be fun, and they can introduce some hilarious stories for sure, but most of the time I just find it frustrating. Alright, Kazumi, you have a bedroom. I do need to heat it up. I thought I had an extra bed up here. Maybe I didn't. Okay, so first things first, I do need a steel bed for you. And that should be made by Jane's. And then the temperature down here is rightfully cold. So I will add a heater in there too. Okay, it was excellent first try. Fantastico. The next things I want to do is a steel dresser and a steel end table. And we'll open this vent. And we got a lot of that slag there. We still have some of their starting loot here, this steel. There's a whole lot of steel left out here. It's just 500, wow. It's just really dangerous to go get, and probably not all that worth it. Unless I'm, like, in dire need of it or something. Okay, masterwork, that's pretty good. It's too bad I couldn't get the masterwork bed, but whatever. And Kazumi, this is your new bedroom. 64 degrees. Better lit than you deserve it to be. So let's fix that. And the idea here is I can add another bedroom here. There is space. So yes. There you have it. Alright, so aggro, you are getting a little bit of radiated. I'm going to soon, and Jane's too, I'm going to soon probably turn them back to limited. Or no radiation. We also have a Prepare a While raid. Again, spawning in my soft spot. I'm not sure I like that. Continuously, I'm getting raids spawning in my soft spot. Alright, so no radiation for you, and no radiation for you. Checking the health of everyone else, let's see. Stormy. Yeah, everyone else can be one earn around in the radiation, they're fine. But my two miners cannot. So for this raid, I think the best approach would be to... set that up. So follow. Let's have you work on that. And then what I'm going to do is add this to a limited radiation zone. Aggro. No. Stormy, Kazumi. It's Kazumi. Let's turn this off. I'm almost out of power, so... Oh, great. She's on a food binge. Well, Cefalu's grabbing the turret. Now, there's not a lot of space for us to defend ourselves here. And that's a lot of them. Okay, they're beginning their assault. I ought to take this a little bit more seriously. Alright, aggro. Go here. Jane's here. Stormy right there. Tony up there. Let's see what we can do with this turret. We can hit marble walls, apparently. Alright, so if we can get them to hunker down, that's very good. Trying to make room for another shooter. So how many of them? There are 12 of them. Damn, that's a lot of people I need to kill. Some are going north, which is good. Alright, Oyster is down. She's dead. Jane's just hit moderate. He took one wrong step and hit moderate. Well, that's good. I have him on no radiation, so he should start dropping. Alright, this turret, however, is going to need some love. Not in home area. Okay, well, it is now. Cefalu's already re-arming it. And then as the moment he finishes, gonna have him repair it, because he's a pretty good constructor and a pacifist. Alright, so 3 of 12 are downed. Janes, you don't have a line of sight, so let's get you to mine out a little bit more space. Like how I'm mining out my pillbox as I fight. Tony, doesn't look like you're being all that useful, so go ahead and be useful. Let's get the hospital bed up. Alright, now we have more people shooting. They're outside, keep in mind. So as time progresses, yeah, their radiation buildup is getting real nasty. Which means all I really... Ooh, that one hurt. Okay, it's time for Cefalu to back up. All I really need to do is play for time, and I'm gonna win. Actually, you know what? Stormy, you're the A-Doc? The Doc? A-Doc, yes. I don't want Cefalu. Okay, they're already fleeing. I don't want Cefalu being all that wounded for that long. So what I'm going to do is... No, let's give him proper medical care. Okay, that was a really interesting fight. Psychopath, trigger happy, dead in 3. Too smart, misogynist, dead in 7. I'm not really prepared to bring in more people, so I'm not going to. But that little pillbox worked pretty nicely, I think. Alright, Cefalu going bleeding like crazy, going to the hospital. And I had him come to the hospital for higher quality tending rather than the low quality tending that we would likely get elsewhere. And then aggro is going to get similar healthcare. 94%. Like it. Oh, we got some chem fuel. So if I wanted to shrink that area down, I could just put my chem fuel down there. The only worry is if yeah, if I put it down there, I'm going to want to make sure that it is secured. So I'll give it a little protection. Well, guys, I'm just about over my time, so if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. Another thing I wanted to mention is today is vote day. I didn't mention that at the beginning, but I'll throw a card in for the video so that you're all alerted to the fact that you're able to vote. Thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for your continuous support, and I'm looking forward to announcing some new series on the horizon now that my life is a little less busy. Adios, everybody. Thanks for watching.